Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review, and this time we've got a sharpening stone. This is the Kohetsu sharpening stone, the 2000 or 2K grit. This stone, it's 205 millimeters by 70 millimeters wide by 30 millimeters thick. And so the 800 is a full-on brick-sized stone. I think it's 50 millimeters high, or about 2 inches high, or tall, thick. Anyway, it comes in a box. Box is labeled. And put that out of the way. So the stone has writing on one side, and I kind of did this upside down, but I usually use the other side from the writing for actually sharpening on, which I did in this case, and I always write down what the stone is on, but I actually put it upside down, but my bad. So anyway, as long as you know what it is. But I like to label stones with a Sharpie so you know what they are. If you've got any kind of doubts or similar stones, sometimes it can be a little hard to tell if you've got a fair variety of stones. So anyway, it's a good sized stone. It's got some heft to it, of course, and these just have a really nice feel to them, and they get really high marks. I'm going to overlap a little bit here, but there's some comments that Jason B., a professional sharper who's sharpened hundreds of thousands of knives, really likes these stones, and he loves the pair together. I'm just kind of culling some stuff from some of its comments on the boards, but they're excellent feedback, very fast. They cut fast. They're muddy because of their cutting speed, but because of their cutting speed, wear is not really an issue. They're softer and more muddy than a King 1K, but faster than a Sharpening glass stone. They're ideal to sharpen high alloy steels like blue steel, SG2, R2, HAP 40. The 2K produces a very toothy and very sharp edge that seems to be like no other, with cutting performance to match. And he recommends the 2K will pair well with, of course, the 800. They make an awesome combo. 800, he says, cuts about as fast as the Sharpening glass 500, which is pretty darn fast. He says they'll pair well, of course, with the 800. It'll pair well with the DMT coarse diamond plate, Chaucera 400, Sharpening glass 500, although he says feedback's a little odd because you have one very hard stone, the Sharpening glass, and one softer stone, the 2K here, the Kohetsu. King 1K, 800, or almost any kind of red brick 1K. So he says it's a fairly easy stone to mix and match with, and he should know. He's got a lot of experience with these. A user, Greg C., put in some feedback on the product page, and basically I'm, again, summarizing. Some of this will be the same on the 800 video I did, but it's been using these stones for about 10 months, and they're very special. I sharpen almost every day and use the Kohetsu stones in almost every situation. He comments on the 800, and then he says it pairs perfectly with the Kohetsu 2K. The Kohetsu stones have their own distinct personality and feel. They produce a sharp, aggressively cutting edge. And he says, I think you can appreciate their distinctiveness if you have already spent time sharpening with these with other high-end sharpening stones like Chauceras or Shaptons. So if he could buy a full set of these, he would. But basically, the people on the Chef Knives to Go boards have been very complimentary of these stones, and they're just really excellent all-around stones. So these are full-on soakers. You can just perma-soak them if you want. Jason B. perma-soaks his. He's had them in the water since he got them, and they work great. I've been perma-soaking them as well. And if you are fresh out of the box and have a dry stone, if you stick it in water, it takes a good 30-45 minutes for all the bubbles to stop. So they take a little while to soak, and they work best when they're fully saturated. So I would not say this is a splash and go. If you sharpen much, you might want to just go ahead and perma-soak these babies and just have them available and pop them out and you're ready to roll. But up to you. But they will take a little bit of a soak if they're dry. So anyway, just a great lineup of stones that Chef Knives to Go brought in a while back, and the word's starting to get out. So these are really nice. This is the higher end version, or I should say higher grit version, the Kohetsu sharpening stone. This is the 2K version.